Keystone is making some pretty cool things right now, and this is one of them. To start, we've got a fully aluminum painted exterior. This is green paint, not decals. These are decals, but this is a gloss paint. They say it's a paint from Mercedes, and this is a 0.40 aluminum exterior as opposed to fiberglass. So it's all aluminum framed, aluminum exterior. So it's all aluminum framed, and it has a laminated aluminum exterior. It's like a laminated fiberglass, but aluminum instead. Up front on this one, this is a 2025. It has a manual jack. For 2026, you get a power front jack. We've got two 20-pound propane tanks, Norco BAL huck bolted chassis, which is more durable. It allows some flex, and each frame is built specific for the floor plan. The frame is also coated before it's all put together, so it's a lot more rust resistant than your standard steel I-beam frame. Also up front here, we've got room for your batteries, and we have Keystone's GigiBox. So what this does is this directs 12-volt power into the unit directly from the solar panel without a battery. Kind of a neat little trick, little feature. I don't see how that's going to be useful for consumers a lot of the time, but it's cool out here because I can show off the lights without a battery pack when it's sunny. But right now it is not. There's 220 watts of solar up there that feeds into that, and you can add more solar if you want. Now this is a really sharp looking trailer. We've got lights all around. Got another strip here. Manual stabilizer. Propane quick connect right there. Flip out steps as opposed to a solid step, but they're not quite as big and clunky as the usual ones. And then underneath here, we have a one-piece enclosed underbelly. We've got a fair-sized awning here with an LED strip, dual pane frameless windows, and a full glass door, even though there's only a little window on the inside. Moving back, we've got mud tires, which look cool, but they do nothing except for give you worse fuel mileage. Also, behind the tires, you can see we have a torsion suspension system. So these offer a bit more like an independent suspension style ride. They're a little bit softer, so those make this a bit more of an off-road unit, which is the whole point. You can see we've got that solid sort of axle going across there, and then your torsion bars are like that, so your tire flexes up and down on that bar. A galvanized steel wheel well, so if you do have a tire blowout, it's not gonna rip your wall off. More lights on the way back. At the back, we've got huge lights, plus your standard brake lights, a rear max air fan, and prep for a camera, spare tire. On this side, we've got these really sharp graphics. I mean, it's a great looking trailer, and it's built pretty well. We've also got your gray and black tank pulls, which for some reason are separate. I don't get that, I guess because that's where your stabilizer jack is, but just tie the two together. Why go through all that trouble? Doesn't make sense to me, and it just causes a bit of a headache for you, the end user. Then we've got your 30 amp service right here, as well as your cable input. And moving along this side, we've got your on-demand water heater. Slam latch baggage doors here, and this nice separate little water area, which you don't typically see in a travel trailer of this size. It's sort of like Keystone's own version of the Nautilus system. We've got a black tank flush, we've got a simple valve for winterizing, potable water, and your city water are right there, as well as your outdoor shower. Access port right here so that it's sealed off from the rest of the unit and sealed off from the outside when you don't need to be putting hoses through there and things like that. Got a pretty big pass through here, which I will show you on the other side as well. Walking around the side, we've got a fully walkable roof. There's no ladder to get up there. Big air conditioner, it's a Furrion AC, and it's a TPO roof with a limited lifetime warranty. Now, speaking of warranty, we've got a 3-year structural warranty in this and a 1-year, they call it tip to tail. It covers all of your manufacturer's defects for 1 year. Now the pass through from this side is a little bit bigger. We've got your solar charge controller, your solar panel disconnect, and the controls for your front lights right there. Plus we do have a light in here. Moving inside, we've got a fireplace here that does kick out some heat when you want it to, and you can turn that on just for some light ambiance, if you will. As I step up, you can see we have a 2-person dinette right there. Nice big window. It's fairly bright in here. We've got the big LED bars on the roof, lots of windows. It's a little bit dark today because it's cloudy. and it's still fairly bright in here. Now this being the 15RB, that's rear bath, is a Murphy bed, so you get a sofa and a dinette all in a package that's under 20 feet total length. Very good use of space in here. We've got open cabinetry, which some people hate, some people don't mind it. So that could be a deal breaker for you with the rain. But there's not really much out there like it. Underneath the sofa slash bed, we have these enormous storage compartments. Over to the side, we have USB and a GFCI outlet prepped for an inverter. So you can install an inverter and it's wired to a fair few of the outlets in here already. And this side table here is made with something called a thinscape countertop. It's sort of it's a manufactured stone, like a solid surface. It dissipates heat really easily. In the kitchen, you can just put, a hot pot here in the units that have a big enough counter for that anyways, and it's not going to damage the countertop. So you've got the side table here and a little bit more storage, which I'm going to show you when the bed is down. So let me put that down right now. Step one, it's a jackknife sofa, so you got to put that down. Then you only have one latch here, so you can do it one-handed. It's very light. You just let the bed fall down. It's got a queen size bed here, which is nice. Again, very impressive for a unit this small to have a north-south bed, but you do have to do a fair bit of crawling to get in there. It's not like you're just gonna step in. You've got to get on that and kind of make your way up because it's fairly far up there. As you can see here, you can't walk around this side, and there's cabinetry the whole way back. Now this is all made in-house. It's all a composite cabinetry. They try to use as few organic materials in this as possible. Their walls are made with aluminum, and then they've got a composite backer that they're laminated to. It's not Asdel, it's an in-house version of Asdel basically. We've got a hanger there that someone knocked off and lots of storage, but the open cabinets, some people just don't like that. If you don't like that, this is not for you. With the dual pane frameless windows, they open awning style, as you can see, so the rain just beads right off the outside. We've got a wood valance in here. I believe they're going to metal for 2026, so those will be gone. They're going to be a little bit smaller anyways. On the note of almost everything in here being composite or non-organic materials, the floor is Keystone's Hyperdeck floor, so it has a 3-year warranty. It's a vinyl and then a fiberglass reinforced plastic. Then you've got foam block insulation and then another fiberglass TPO layer on the bottom. So that's made to last, and it's not a tongue and groove plywood. You won't get any squeaks or anything like that. I like the tongue and groove plywood floors, but the foam block in the Hyperdeck is also a very good floor. Not like the foam block floors of yesteryear that would delaminate and get all soft on you. Over in the kitchen, we have a microwave. We've got a range hood that vents outside. We've got a 2-burner Furrion stove. This is a wood cover for your sink, so don't treat that like the solid surface. Don't put a hot pot on that. And then we've got your big, round stainless steel sink. It's very deep. We've got a pull-out faucet that you can spray with right there, but then it also has a waterfall mode, so you can turn it sideways and use it in waterfall mode like that, which is kind of interesting. There is a light there, so now you can maybe see a little bit better. We've got another inverter prepped outlet there. Control for your furnace right here, and your AC is controlled just directly on the unit. Up top, there's your microwave, convection microwave because you don't have an oven. Then we've got some storage, more open storage here, some hooks by the door, as well as the dimmer and the on-off switch for your interior lights. We've got your water pump control, your awning light, and your awning control right there. And then that's where your slide would go if you had a slide, which this unit does not. Underneath the sink and the stove in the kitchen, we've got a lot of storage here, access to your plumbing, which is PEX right up to the termination, and then all the way at the bottom, we have a little bit more storage and more access to plumbing and things like that behind those little fascias. We've got a little baby furnace in here that just dumps heat right out, and above your furnace, we've got this big fridge. It's a 12-volt fridge, which can draw power faster than your solar panel can keep up with if you've only got one and you only have the one battery. Tons of space in here, though. On the dinette side, you've got that really nice underlighting. We've got a wheel well back there, so it's not flat the whole way. And then we have this really, really cool dinette which can kind of move and slide. So you can push your dinette down. You just squeeze this little control right here, push it down, and then it does turn into a bed. So this cushion here, this corner cushion, unfolds like that, fill it in, and then this rear one just comes down to make up the rest of the bed. So you just squeeze this and it pops right back up. It's kind of like the Dream dinette, if you've ever seen that. You can set it at whatever height you like and let it go. And there is another control down there that allows you to push the dinette back and forth. So if one of you is bigger or you're sitting by yourself, you can pull it closer, you can push it further away, and then you can just lock it in place so that it doesn't slide anymore. In the Rain 15RB, you can also get a bunk that gets put above the dinette there. I don't have any photos of it, I haven't seen one, and they don't have pictures on the website, so you'll have to use your imagination, but you can have a single bunk put above the dinette there that flips up and out of the way and then folds down when you need it. 12-volt TV back here on a mount. So you can pull that out, you can point it whatever direction you're standing, and that'll run directly off the solar with the Gigi box. Got some storage underneath, as well as USB, USB-C, and your inverted outlet. Now keep in mind, there is not an inverter standard on this unit. That's just for the prep. Got a very deep storage cabinet back here behind the dinette, and in the bathroom, it's pretty amazing. We've got this mirror. Hey folks, it's me. Not included with purchase, sorry. Look at this hat also. This is a very cool RV. This hat is kind of ugly, Keystone. I'm not gonna lie to you. Medicine cabinet back here. Plenty of storage, nicely built. A sink, which we've got some antifreeze flowing through right now. Toilet paper roll holder, which is very, very solid. Another inverted outlet. I'm not sure why you would need that back here. I guess to plug in like a razor or something like that. Then we've got this little shelf right here, which I'm guessing can hold, you know, your toothbrushes, and you can put a bar of soap or something up there. We've got a porcelain foot flush toilet. And we are not using flex hose to the toilet, which I like to see. Then we've got some storage back here, actually a lot of storage. There's as much in the bathroom as there is in the rest of the unit, basically. And the control for your on-demand water heater. Then we've got a rear max air vent. You can open, turn it on, and it has a built-in ring light, which I think is very cool, as opposed to another hole in the roof that just goes right out the back wall. To my left, we have a fairly big shower with a reinforced shower floor, so you don't feel like you're gonna fall through. A few places to put things, a big skylight so it lets a lot of light in, and an Oxygenics upgraded shower head, not a dinky little shower head. This should feel just like your shower at home. So all in all, this is a pretty fantastic little travel trailer. You get a lot in a small package, and while you do pay for it, there's not much like it on the market. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comment them below, and I'll see you in the next video.